All right, morning everyone. Let's get going. What Okay, obviously last night's session, U.S. markets were closed, UK markets were closed, German markets were closed, so there was very little to really look at until the Asian session overnight. Pop into that quickly. We had the Hang Seng, which finally gave us a little bit of follow-through on the back of Shanghai. Shanghai's been going mad for 3 or 4 sessions in a row. In fact, I think we're up quite a bit more than that this morning, but managed to still trade higher on the day. Japan continuing to push higher after the yen absolutely breaking out. We talked about that one yesterday. We got follow-through there today, so really a real significant move out of the yen, and therefore putting some gains on the board in the Nikkei. Australia, we had some of the mining stocks that traded a little bit higher, so maybe a bit of a follow-through in here today. We've also got a weaker rand, so I think potential for some support in some of those stocks could be there today. If we look at chart of interest, we've got equity minus bond flows, and this is, this I think is worrying. I mean, you can see they're still more in love with bonds than they are with stocks. I mean, I think it's quite scary. I know there's been a big exodus out of the equity market in the U.S. over the past month or so, and I know that maybe that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you're saying, okay, we're a couple points off of all-time highs. Meanwhile, the problem is that we're at record corporate buybacks right now. So these companies are buying back their stocks at such a rate. They're actually buying it enough they're able to buoy the market even with investors taking money out of the market. So, and there's a lot of mergers and acquisitions going on. So, that's it's an interesting place to be in right now, with that being the real driver in the market, and it's an incredible support to the market. In order to get it down, there's really going to have to probably be some significant selling. All right, sorry about that. Next one we'll look at is corporate action for today. We had Taste Holdings out with numbers. Headline earnings per share came in line with recent guidance, which was a miss in terms of the Bloomberg consensus. Revenue number actually looks relatively solid. Nampak coming out today as well. Headline earnings per share expected to be at 111, revenue at 859, and divvy per share at 50 cents. All right, key factors out today. We've got local GDP quarter on quarter today coming at 11:30. We've got durable goods at 2:30 in the States, durable good and transportation. Then we've got house price index coming out at 3. Then we've got home sales, consumer confidence, and Richmond Fed. So slew of data out in the States today. A little bit extra on the day, I think, because the market was closed yesterday. We'll see how this affects us today. But we've kind of had some interesting comments over the weekend with Janet Yellen saying she thinks the first rate hike will be this year, and also with some of the Greece commentary. So we're really seeing the dollar resume major strength relative to most of its peers, especially the euro, obviously, especially the yen, pretty much everything. But the euro also taking a beating. All right, let's get into the maps. To be honest, we have to keep this a little short and sweet because yesterday was such a non-event based on the lack of moves that we saw. So, sorry, I've got my first chart up there already. This is the U.S. dollar rand. So I'm running this from the closes. I think it looks a little bit cleaner from the closes. And, this was only 2 weeks ago. I was talking about this wick here, and we were breaking out in the morning, and it kind of looked like we were getting ready to take off. But you can see we didn't get a close here. And I think that's why the most important way to look at this is from the closes, because you've had a couple fake breakouts here, 1, 2, 3, 4 fake breakouts really, and on the downside as well, or on the upside for the rand. Down here, I mean, we were traded down to 1170 the other day, and then it didn't hold 1180 on a closing basis. So for me, the closes are the most important thing to look at. We're looking at 1180 here as support, or call 1180. I drew it a little bit high, and then I think maybe we're looking at 1201 now. I'll just call it 12 in terms of a closing basis now. So if we close above 12 against the against the dollar. I think that we're breaking down on the rand. So this has a massive target to me. I think we'll take out the lows in the rand against, versus the dollar here if we do break out. So let's watch this level closely today. If we get through 12, we've got GDP numbers today. I mean, that could be the kind of thing that could give us a catalyst to really give it a breakout. So watch this one closely. That could be, this could get really interesting. All right, next one we'll look at is the U.S. dollar yen, which we showed yesterday, and it was literally, as we showed it yesterday, it was sitting right on the breakout point, right on this level at 21.70, I believe, when we were doing the morning call. You can see the breakout that we've had this morning. Got a very, very nice, I don't even know the best way to draw this, if I should be trying to draw it like that. Or if, I suppose you could look at it a bit like it's almost an inverse head and shoulder. Either way, I think the target is going to be about 7 or 8 cents on the breakout to the upside, which really puts us up there to maybe around 128, 129. So just keep that in mind. We could have a long way to go here in the U.S. dollar yen. A couple of the local stocks, and like I said, we don't have that many to look at simply because there just wasn't a whole lot of movement yesterday. There's no volume at all, so I just don't think that you can really get that concrete with anything. I think this level is 224. You can maybe call it 225, but to me it looks like 224 on MTN, which is exactly where we closed in last night's session, or yesterday afternoon session. If we drop 224, we obviously we could have a significant amount of downside here. But if we, I think this is going to be a major level to watch today. There's a lot of negativity out there right now with MTN. Obviously, we've got strikes going on. You've got the Nigerian story that's happening. So because of those factors, obviously some of that's been put into the price as some of the last couple of days of selling. Whether or not that's sustainable, I don't know. But if we get below 224 and hold down there, then I think that we're going to see significantly lower levels out of MTN. All right, so let's look at Sunlum. Sunlum starting to look a wee bit head and shoulderish here. I thought the pattern was kind of looking a little bit negative at this point. We kind of looked like we were breaking down below 73, which is I think where I would peg supports. I mean, you can look at, I would say it really needs to get below 72, somewhere between 73 and 72. And nonetheless, we're looking a little bit head and shoulderish here, and potentially could shape up for a real sell-off in the stock if we can drop maybe 72 just for confirmation purposes. So just watch this one closely. I'm not saying that it's going to break down, but if we get below those levels, then you really got to start to get a little bit more bearish on the stock. Impala's the last one I'm going to show this morning. So we broke out here at 63 bucks on the inverse head and shoulder. We traded up pretty much right to our target at about 72, if I'm not mistaken, and 71. We're coming right back into test that. You can see that we closed at 63.50. I think this level's at 63. So if we drop 63, then we can really get confirmation for us to come lower in Impala. But for now, I mean, that's the level that you got to worry about, so 63 bucks. And that's it for today, guys. Good luck out there.